Jesus fucking Christ.
If you hear this in the woods, run. 5 terrifying forest encounters. The woods can be beautiful, peaceful even, but they can also turn on you without warning. One minute, you're enjoying the quiet, and the next, you're hearing something that stops you cold. A crunch of leaves, a low growl, footsteps that aren't yours. What would you do? Keep walking? Hide? Or run for your life? These are the moments that stick with people forever. The kind of stories that make you think twice before camping alone again. From ghostly figures to real-life stalkers, here are 5 encounters that are the stuff of nightmares. Sky, the creator behind the Swamp Valley YouTube channel, set out on a solo camping trip in the Landine Estate, an area known more for its scenic walking trails than anything sinister. But almost immediately after arriving, things felt off.
I don't want to sound like a big pansy. This is really freaking me out. Somebody is actually following me.
While hiking to meet friends at a nearby campsite, he noticed a man trailing him from a distance. There is no interaction and no explanation, just a man creeping in from the background. The unease grew fast.
I don't want to sound like a big pansy. This is really freaking me out. Somebody is actually following me, and it's freaky, man. Like, who the hell is that? Not messing about with that guy. Right, I am. I'm gonna walk faster. Get up to my pals. It's freaky, man. It's freaky. It's getting beyond a joke.
Sky then ducked into thicker woods, hoping to shake him.
The hunted become the hunter.
He even debated confronting the man, thinking maybe there was some innocent explanation. That hope disappeared the moment the man emerged again from nowhere and splashed petrol on him and chased him with a flaming torch. Panic took over. Sky ran, recording as he escaped the man. His breathing quickened, his voice cracked, and the forest around him blurred into darkness and chaos. The man quickly caught up with him, beating him to unconsciousness.
Fuck! Oh, fuck hell! Fuck him! Get the fuck away from me! Get the fuck away from me! Ah, fuck hell! Ah!
To this day, Sky has no idea who the man was. What makes it worse is the lack of logic. No robbery, no confrontation, just an unprovoked chase. Viewers were left shaken, not just by the footage but by the randomness of it. It wasn't supernatural, it was just terrifying, inhuman, and completely unprovoked. But while Sky's fear came from an unprovoked chase, Brendan's fear came with a crack of glass in the dead of night. Brendan, the face behind Brendan Explores, had no idea his casual overnight stop would turn into a brush with real danger. He parked his van in Jaywick, a small town in Essex, often described as one of the most deprived areas in the UK.
And I've been in the game, got more hits than they got banged south.
That's not a good sign. Whenever you see someone walking down the road with a Halford special going past as well, playing music out of a portable speaker, alone, that's a big red flag.
With over 60% of the adult population unemployed and a long-standing issue with poverty, Jaywick has developed a reputation for high crime rates, especially petty theft and burglary. At around 2:30 a.m., Brendan was jolted awake by the sound of someone trying to open his van's door.
I think someone's outside the van.
Before he could process what was happening, the window was shattered. Someone was attempting a break-in while he was inside, likely assuming the van was empty or hoping to catch him off guard.
Hey!
As soon as Brendan yelled, the intruder bolted.
Has now gone. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh my god. Oh, fuck's sake.
The footage he captured isn't cinematic or overly edited. It's raw, shaky, and real. That's what makes it hit so hard. Brendan left physically unharmed, but the experience clearly shook him. These encounters even get weirder as for Ruth Hing, the threat wasn't visible. No footsteps, no windows breaking, just silence and the eerie sensation that something unseen was watching her. You see, her trip to the White Lagoon Bothy wasn't meant to be scary. She wanted a remote, off-grid experience. Just her, nature, and a quiet stone cabin once used by shepherds.
Oh God. Wow. Look up there behind me. It's just a dark, dark forest. Wow.
The Bothy, nestled deep in the Scottish wilderness, has no locks, electricity, or phone signal.
Okay, I've arrived at the Bothy. Let's go inside.
You hike in, and you're on your own. At first, it was the isolation that got to her. The absence of curtains made her feel exposed, and the lack of a lock on the door fed into a quiet, creeping anxiety.
Okay. Oh, I don't know, it's getting so dark in here now. Oh. Okay. Anyway, I brought some rhubarb liqueur with me. This was made by my friend's mother, using the rhubarb from her allotment. Anyway, hopefully this will get rid of my scaredness.
But that unease intensified when she started hearing unexplained noises at night. Knocks, shifting sounds, and what might have been footsteps.
I don't know why I'm feeling a little bit anxious, because I've stayed in a camper van so many times in different countries. I feel like here is just so remote, and to get away, you have to hike like over 1 hour, like to get back to the camper van. So maybe that's why. And also there's no locks. So on my camper van, I always lock the doors. Maybe that's also why. I don't know. Oh God.
She tried to write it off, even putting earplugs, but the fear lingered. What Ruth didn't know at the time was that White Lagoon has a reputation. Viewers who saw her footage flooded the comments with stories of their own nights there, strange activity that couldn't be rationalized. One hiker described waking up to find their rucksacks moved across the room, clothes folded neatly, and mugs turned upside down, all done while they slept. During storms, the energy seems to spike. Objects move, doors open and close on their own, and hikers report a sense of being watched, but never seeing anyone. It's subtle, but gets under your skin. The silence of the Bothy becomes oppressive. You start waiting for something to happen, even if it never fully does. But what happens when the threat does happen? When it's not imagined or subtle, but loud, intentional, and right outside your door? The next encounter isn't paranormal. It's far worse because it's real, human, and executed with chilling precision. Shah is known for his calm, down-to-earth camping videos. He films solo trips across the UK, chasing peace and solitude in the countryside. But one trip intended as a quiet reset turned into something much darker. He'd parked his van beside a forest clearing, far from any towns or passing cars. Everything was normal. He hiked, made dinner, and settled in for the night. Then, around 3 a.m., something unexpected jolted him awake. The sound of a car pulling up outside.
A car's just pulled up, and it sounds like they're walking around the van.
He peeked through the curtains and saw headlights, then heard footsteps circling the van. As soon as he moved, the car sped off, only to return minutes later and park right behind him.
And as soon as I drew the curtains back, they drove off. They got to the end of the road, turned around, and then came back and parked behind the van.
That was the last thing he saw before sunrise. And when Shah tried to leave in the morning, his side doors wouldn't open. Someone had zip-tied them shut from the outside.
Right, well, I think we should at least go outside and see how miserable the weather is. My door's stuck. What the actual... See that? I don't even think I can shut the door on it.
It wasn't random. It was planned. It was the kind of fear that doesn't fade quickly because it's rooted in something very real. The great outdoors are not entirely safe. Sometimes it's the unknown that frightens us. Other times you can stumble across something that is just watching and waiting for you. Chris, a hiking enthusiast known for documenting his outdoor adventures on TikTok, found himself in a situation he didn't plan for while camping in Yellowstone National Park. It was already dark by the time he returned from a long solo hike. He filmed himself navigating the thick trees, casually talking to his followers. But then his voice dropped, and the camera caught something strange in the distance. A pair of glowing eyes, unblinking, fixed on him from the trees. He froze. You can hear the shift in his breathing. He tries to make sense of it, but the longer he stares, the less human it seems. Just as viewers lean in, trying to get a better look, the video cuts out. Abrupt, mid-thought, no explanation. Chris hasn't posted an update since. No follow-up video, no comment, nothing. That silence alone has made this clip explode with speculation. Some viewers swear it was just an animal, maybe a deer caught in the flashlight. But others aren't so sure. Theories range from a Wendigo, a flesh-eating creature from Native American legend, to the ghost of a lost hiker, or something else entirely. The ambiguity is what makes this encounter so unnerving. Since then, there has been no confirmation and no resolution. And that's it. So, what do you think about these chilling forest encounters? Would you dare to spend a night alone in the woods after watching this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one.